What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Welcome to Sportsbook Review. This is Betting with the Bag. Happy Monday to all of you. I've gotten this Monday off to a shitty start by losing with the Orioles first five. Why do I take a shit team on the road? What was I thinking? Coming off a 3-in-1 day on Friday. Didn't bet baseball Saturday, Sunday. I have to come back to shitting the bed like this to start off my day. Very irritating. But one thing that will soothe that irritation is a packed show. We have Drew Martin joining us in 19 minutes. 15 minutes after that, DJ Big Boss. 15 minutes after that, Big Ragu. We got lots to talk about. 7 more games on the MLB card, a Monday nighter, and then early looks on this NCAA football card. And coming off a nice Saturday, beautiful, glorious Saturday. Could have been spectacular. That's how good our looks were in college football. Of course, I ruined it on Sunday, but we can talk about that another time. Shout out to all the cappers on the chat. Vinny Cornell, Jonathan Succi, Alec Holligan, Habazaba78 says not feeling Browns Jets tonight. Curious to see what everyone has to say. Yeah, I'm going to watch it. Have a few drinks and watch it. But I don't have any action on it. I did get -2.5 in the Pick 6 contest. By the way, the $50,000 Pick 6 contest is still up for grabs. $50,000 Pick 6 contest. You can come in right now. Even though you missed the first 2 weeks, you are still eligible for the grand prize, the first half prize, the weekly prizes. Let me send up that link right now. $50,000 up for grabs. Here we go. Copy and paste. Here we go. There is the link for the $50,000 Pick 6 contest. So I do have, I didn't bet it. I was coming up here in the morning to give it as an official pick and bet it. And on the way up, this was Tuesday morning, they announced that Sammy Darnold is out with mono, and it went to 6.5 and just forget about it. Although I do have a little bit of interest in the over, I still don't know if I should take it. All right, Jonathan Succi in class now, but when the show comes on, I'm going to throw y'all a nice tennis parlay that should catch. Shout out to our guy, Jonathan Succi. Deer Slayer Ski, Flick My Big, Gio Mercedes. Oh, we got the barbecue sauce titty. Play of the day, Liverpool moneyline +132. Book it now before it goes down. That's from our guy, A.M. We got Commie Ricky. What in the wide world of sports is going on here? Comic Ricky, we need you. We need to start putting out Comic Ricky videos. We need to put them out here on this show. That's what this show is missing. Comic Ricky. Vancouver Brooks, look who it is. Said Jimmy, like I've been out the last month with some tough family stuff, man. I hate hearing that, but wanted to drop in and say what up. Looking forward to killing NHL with you guys again this season. There he is, Vancouver Brooks. Great to see you. Puts a big smile on my face. There is Nut Flush Allen, leader of the Allen family or the Nut Flush family. We have Nut Flush Jr. coming out, handing out winners. We have Mama Nut Flush watching the Audible and smashing her husband. Also giving out winning parlays when we're in Vegas. What a family. That's my goal in life, is to have a family like Nut Flush's. David Hutton. There's Yu Chang Yu. Yu Chang Yu, man. Were you on one last week? And your Friday was spectacular. Pushing me to go against Scherzer and take the Braves. Sure enough, that was the easiest casher of the night. Yu Chang Yu. When Yu Chang Yu talks, I listen. Says, howdy, Jimmy. Like the over in the Jets-Browns game. I like it too, Yu Chang Yu. Why not get a little action coming off a terrible Sunday? Yu Chang Yu, that I find myself interested right away. Red Girl in there says, hey, everyone, under the weather today, but wouldn't miss the show for nothing. Much love to you, Red Girl. Thank you for joining us. Sorry that you're not feeling well. We got Dav Fenn, got over with Tigers, need to all start hitting. What a bunch of bums. There's Alex Ramirez with the Spidey play today. By the way, spent some time with Spidey again on Saturday. Went up and hung with them. He's in great spirits. This is as happy as I've seen Spidey in some time. Shot some videos with Spidey, hung with Spidey. It was a great, great time. Tony Y in there. So we got Paco Healy, my guy Paco Healy. Steven Chamberlain says got the Browns money line -140 early past week. Let's get that cash bag. You know you're going to get that. There's Rafa in the house, my people, he says. I love it. There's our guy Rafa in the house. Southside Lopez says Browns. Adam Morera says, Jimmy, what up, man? Let's make some bread. I'm back. Nice to have you back, Adam Herrera. Rick Rodriguez, ready to go. Common Green said they sell a big Canadian Club bottle here, too. Go figure. Man, that was a couple of giant jugs of Canadian Club. The first one I bought on my own. The second one was a gift from our big Ragu. What a guy he is, eh? Jamal Stone says, so much for that Baltimore pick. Yeah, my fault, Jamal. I just, Anthony Mastronardi said, what up, buddy? It's my birthday. About to go out for dinner. Just catching part of the show. Anthony Mastronardi. Man, did you smoke football on Sunday, man? That was very, very impressive. Shout out to our Anthony Mastronardi. Happy birthday. Anthony Mastronardi drove up from Windsor for the Low Bag Summit of Champions in Toronto, and I love the man. Anthony Mastronardi, have an incredible birthday, and he's a young man. Guy's still got hope in his eyes. Beautiful girlfriend. Anthony Mastronardi, enjoy your birthday. You have earned it. And great work on Sunday. Keep it up, man. I need to be tailing more of your action. There's TJ Parks in the house. Shears Talat, ready to go. Ron Lofton, Southside Lopez, Doug Barnhouse, Browns Moneyline, Dortmund, Barcelona. Both teams to score tomorrow. That is a nice looking parlay. There's our big Ragu. Going to be live on this show very soon. And Israel Quaint in the house. We got Coco Bongo. We got Jay Peach. Jay Peach, yeah. There's Dark Kent. Love seeing Dark Kent. Dre Machi. Joe Anisi. Am I ruining that? Oh, there's Barry McCockiner. And says, it definitely was, but I usually don't remember dreams, which is odd. Barry, I missed that. There's Alex Ramirez. Oh, I had a dream last night. The Flyers beat the Islanders to go to the Stanley Cup. I would love that. I would love that conference final, Eastern Conference final. Chip Pilar says, what does the team play today? It's losing right now, Chip. That's what it's doing. It is on the Orioles, and I took a correlated play with it. I took the first 5. Oh, God. I'm going to stop looking at that game. How about that? How about I pretend that game didn't exist? All right, we got a lot of work to do. Ant Fam says, I told you Chargers under. Why did I not take it, Ant Fam? I came so close to taking it. I just was like a little bitch the way I capped NFL, and I'm gonna be firing. I'm gonna be firing all over the place this Sunday. Ant Fam, and I need to know. Ant Fam eating off the Niners, taking the under. What was I doing? Squad ass nothing. Nolly knows says Jimmy, you're saying your hope is gone. Yeah. Not Flush Allen says, let's make a deal, Jimmy. For the rest of the season, MLB, when you bet the Baltimore Orioles and lose, you have to donate 100 to charity. Oh, God. Oh, man. It could be costly. Let me think on that. There's Udon Porn Ratanafacti in the house. You knew when NHL was coming back, we'd get Udon Porn back rolling with us. Great to see you. Udon Porn, our guy, back in action. Trent Claxton says, all NHL games going over tonight. Yeah, these split squad games sort of work out that way. Wouldn't surprise me. All right, Quactus says, I worked with a guy who got mono this spring. We didn't see him for 2 months. Yeah, he's going to be out of action for a while. And then there's Nathan saying Niners and Fam, Niner Nation. What an ass I am to not make any money off of the Niners the last 2 weeks. Just a complete ass. Just an ass. Alex said, I was just thinking about you not making money on your Niners. Just what a clown show. Just garbage. Muhammad Joma now says, not applicable, said Niners to win NFC West. That the guys were on it at plus 450. Of course, I didn't do it. Let's start talking about something else. Kevin Tantio says, why are you betting on the Orioles instead of buying pod, Jimmy? Good question, Kevin Tantio. Mohamed Jones says, Jimmy and everyone here, I'm 12-1, taking first half unders already this year. Wow. Jump on this train. It's hilarious to listen to these college announcers going, where are the points as I cash by 17-point cushions? I love hearing that. There's Joe Stacks ready to go. Daryl Lyles is on Cardinals and Jets plus 6.5. There's DJ Big Boss who's going to be joining us soon. Stephen Chamberlain says Niners cash again this week. Wait for the line to come out and jump all over it. There's my guy Stephen Chamberlain. All right, let's get to work. There's Russell Gordy. There's Nate Dogg. All right, Orioles first 5. What a waste. What a clown show. Okay, let's talk about with Russell Gordy here. With love to Russell Gordy. Let's talk about the dogs that we like on this card. And first off, I guess I can't get in the way of this market move. Man, I want to take the Rockies bad. 20-cent move towards the Mets. Damn. I want the Rockies bad. Senzatella coming off his first good start of the year. Why doesn't he end the year with a little bit of hope? I mean, this is a good young pitcher, but maybe I shouldn't go up against that. Oh, man. JR3 Inc. says Jets going to be big on the run game. Are they? I mean, the Browns will just load 8 in the box and dare Simeon to beat him. Simeon's got to do something because The Browns will just lay 8 in the box and say, Miles, go get him. I don't know. Dennis Cloak says 5-1 and pick 6 last week. Makes up for my sad 2-4 first week. That certainly does. Joe Martinez says Simeon's capable quarterback. Not great, but they'll throw some. He has 24 starts. Russell Gordon says Tigers was 1, Rockies 2. Yeah, nice job with the Tigers. Okay, let's just go through these games. We're going to be joined in 9 minutes. Remos is leaning under on Monday Night Football. I'm leaning over. But there's Mama Jones saying another first half under coming tonight. 21.5. Familiarity between these two teams. Bad blood with Williams and Browns. Jets will slow the game down and play tough defense. And Jeff Murillo teased Browns and under. And Mohammed saying game will be 10-3 at the half. There's my guy Cuban Connect in the house. Jeff Murillo teased Browns and under. All right, Lamont Williams says whoever won a good banger, money back play, take Lamont's max bet. Brewers first 5 run line. Okay, let's just move through these games, and we're going to be joined in 9 minutes by our very own Drew Martin. Maybe he will help. But there's Noah Lastark in the house. Love seeing Noah Lastark. The team's coming back together. Nutflush says I'm betting the over. Mally Mouse says I like the over. I'm interested in the over. I'm just interested in the over. Is any money coming back on the over? It's still sitting at 45.5. Bovada brought it down to 45. Let's see what Pinnacle's doing with that total quickly. That got to 45, and so it was at down at 45. Got to 45.5 at 8:30 this morning, and minus 104. Got up to minus 108 to the over, then back down to minus 104, back down to minus 103 at 3 o'clock, and then minus 102 right now. That's all available at Sportsbook Review SBR odds page. And Mama Jones says don't bet preseason. I don't bet it. CT basis, White Sox win tonight. Okay. Steve Chamberlain says Browns score 30, Jets still under 14. And Udon Porn looking at that under 45. Mally Mouse says we're talking about the Rockies. Jimmy, the Rockies. I hear you. I guess I can't get in the way of a 20-cent line move. I'd like to, but I can't. It's just too much. I would like to back the Rockies, though. I expect Sensatella to have an okay start. New York rolling right now. We have Mats, who's 7-1, 1.94 ERA, but at home, 6.08 on the road. 6.07 ERA, 6 career starts against the Rockies. He's got a 6.75 ERA at Coors Field. There's Alex Ramirez. 3 plays today. Milwaukee run line, Twins run line, and A's run line. Book it and ship it. Book it and ship it. Leaning to the Cards under, and the Cards no run under first 5. Let's copy and paste that. Let me just quickly do this. Copy and pasting. Here we go. All right. Fernando Diaz said, hey, Jimmy, what do you think of Baker Mayfield over 271.5 passing yards? Let's get one final look at this secondary that we're going to be dealing with from the Jets, because there was a time where we thought the Jets would have a pretty good secondary. Let's take a look at what we're dealing with. Go to the depth chart, see the health of this Jets secondary, Fernando. First off, without Mosley running out all over the field, you got to think that there's hope there. He's spectacular. What an incredible defensive player. Here we go. Jets secondary. Let's take a look. And poor so you have is Quinnen Williams not playing either? Is that locked in? Ruled out. Man, I don't know how they're going to get stops without Quinnen Williams. And mostly, I just don't know how they're going to do it. I mean, how? So you got Trumaine Johnson, Jamal Adams. Those are guys that I had a lot of high hopes for. They're healthy. They're good. Do I think Baker Mayfield's going to put on a show after the humbling that he was served by the Titans? Probably. Joe Martin says Greg Williams coached the Browns last year when they turned things around. Kitchen just the players coach, not X. So I agree with that. Stephen Chamberlain said Browns play the Rams next week. They need to get right now. 0-3 possible. They don't show up tonight. Alec Holligan saying Williams out with the ankle injury. There's Dominique Jackson. Dominique Jackson. I just beating myself up all weekend I went 3-1 in baseball and the birthday pick lost on Friday. Really upset me. Great to see you, Dominique Jackson. Thanks for rolling with us. I like Keith Sadler, Bell over 35 yards receiving. I would say I like that play better as long as he's feeling good about his shoulder. I like that play. I'm on the under 1,125.5 rush yards. Russell Gordon says Mayfield is Garbo, Jimmy Watch. I'm not a big Mayfield fan, man, but I still think there could be points tonight. God, I was 6-6 in week 1, then I went 0-3 in week 2, and if I come back here tomorrow 6-10 on the season, I'm just gonna hate myself. Samuel Wilson says, I need some advice. Do you think Golladay is going to be better and more consistent than Robert Woods? Man, Sam, I would need some time with that. I would need some time with that. I'm going to copy and paste that and sit with that. Give a better answer. Especially if you were on Twitter. I just need a little more time with that. If anybody in the chat feels like they got an angle on the Woods Golladay spot, jump in. All right, we got baseball to talk about, and I've been lollygagging here. First off, Padres Brewers. I have no idea what Garrett Richards is going to give us. I don't know how you can make an educated guess on what Richards is going to give us being out for so long. I just don't. Do you lean towards him being shitty? I can understand if someone did that, but I'm not going to do that. I mean, how do you look at his rehab starts in rookie ball in high A and think the guy had 11 walks in like 9 1/3? I don't know how. Let's see what the Padres Brewers lineups are looking like. For the Padres, Garcia, Martini, Machado, Hosmer, Myers, Naylor, Urias, Hedges, Richards. For the Brewers, Grisham, Grandal, Moustakas, Braun, Thames, Kane, Spangenberg, Garcia. Brewers are playing good baseball. Don't want to get in the way of them. I don't trust Zach Davies, and I don't know what Richards is going to give us. You put that together, it's a tricky spot. Joe Anisi says, how's your mom doing in pick six? I was very angry. This Sunday, so I didn't even look at what my mom did. I mean, I care about her very much, but I was very angry. And if I see her going 5-1, think that's going to make me happier? No. But thanks for caring, Joe. I'll let you know. Augustine Gonzalez says, do the Jets have any chance to win? Yeah, sure. They're playing the Cleveland Browns. But without Quinn and Mosley, they're going to lose. But I would never take you off a dog. Viper MB said, I'm going to the Jets game. I'm going to wear my Odell Giants jersey. Viper MB, I'll look for you in the crowd. Can you get some picks for us? Take some cool picks if you can. Oh, have a great time, Viper. I wish I was right beside you. Redmo said, I think Jets play conservative, don't want to shoot out with Browns. These teams usually don't play high-scoring games between each other. 400 says, how do I join the pick six? Is it too late? It's not too late. And Muhammad Joma says, my favorite pick of football season to date coming Saturday, Wisconsin -3. And Teddy's heavy against that play, Muhammad. Heavy against that play. Here you go, 400. It's not too late. And you're still up for all of the prizes. You're still up because you've only missed 2 weeks. So you're still eligible for all of the year-long prizes, first half prizes, everything. Here is the link right now. It is not too late. It is not too late to jump in. Here we go. Copy and paste. There you go. Jump in. All right. So we'll see what Drew has to say about this. Then we get the White Sox Twins. God, this baseball season is just starting to slowly eat away at my spirit. Let's see what we're getting market-wise right now. We got a couple minutes before we are joined by Drew Martin in the house. And I need Drew to talk baseball, and I didn't ask him if he can. Usually this is where he gives us his NCAA football looks, but I do need him to talk a little baseball. And we only have him for 15 minutes. I should probably bring him in now. Lopez Barrios, very little market move, 4 cents towards the Twins, open at -236, now at -240. This total opens at 10. It's now at 9.5. Lopez has been having great start, shit start, great start, shit start. And he was awful last start against the Royals. Does he have a great start in him against this dangerous, dangerous Twins team? I don't know. Bookie Lover Q says, Wisconsin -3, my favorite play so far. Wow. Muhammad Jones says, I've already gone head-to-head with him already twice and won. Hey, I love it. I mean, nothing wrong with that. Coco Bongo heading out to reload the beer fridge. Good luck, all. You get after it, Coco. You get after it, Coco Bongo. You do what's best for you. Get that beer fridge full. Pick up some chicken wings while you're out. Big football game tonight. Then we have Nationals, Cardinals. It's hot. It's so hot and humid there. That's the only reason why I kind of staying off this total. But it's gone down to 8 at Pinnacle. So if you were advantage betting right now, you'd look at all these other books hanging out under 8.5 at -115, and you'd hammer it. Jay Peach on Cleveland -6 for 200. Gerald Martinez said, Teddy straight up said you don't know football, college football. If you take Wisconsin, he's confident. Oh, man. Chad Cassandra saying Notre Dame getting straight disrespected. I'm looking forward to ask ask our Drew Martin about those things. Why don't we bring him in right now, get him ready, locked in. Our Drew Martin has made the big move to Las Vegas, now coming to us straight out of Vegas. Drew Martin joining us on this Monday afternoon. Drew, how you doing, my man?
Jimmy, I am doing good, man. Good to be on the show like always, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. Ready to get after college football. I heard you talking about baseball as well. Can throw in a couple 2 cents, but also you're talking about it getting frustrated. And dude, that happens to me every year in baseball down at this time. Just gets real sharp, gets real tough. So I spend more of my time on football, Jimmy. But overall, man, good weekend and good to get after it this week with you. Thanks for having me on, man.
Oh, it's our pleasure, our pleasure. And we have a long-time listener, first-time commenter, says, show is great, take the Twins, Fanny Pack Gangster. Fanny Pack Gangster in the house. It's a good name, man. Fanny Pack Gangster in the house. Barry Block talking about Michigan being overrated. I'm all on the Badgers. Give me that home dog before the line moves in Wisconsin's favor. Jay Peach says Michigan is garbage, hot garbage. Hey, Jay, at least they're not open ass, which is something that you've called many a football team, but not Michigan in this situation. Drew Martin, let's start with baseball, just because I want to at least touch on each of these late games quickly, very quickly. First off, do you have any action on this card?
I am not currently involved in any games. Right before first pitch, a couple teams that was looking towards, kind of Colorado at a big plus price. I don't know if Matt's stuff really matches up well a mile high, but at the same time, betting on Colorado this time of year hasn't been very good. And then I mean, Oakland, I like Oakland going against Sparkman. I mean, Sparkman, one of the better names in baseball, Jimmy, but I don't know. I laying 300 now in baseball, it just gets real tricky. I find that tough to be profitable long term. So I was looking towards Oakland as well, but the home team, I don't like laying run lines either. So it's kind of just pricing me out of the market.
Yeah, I don't like it either. But let's go back to this Mets-Rockies. 20-cent move towards the Mets. Does that just tell you to stay off if you like the Rockies?
Not always. I do try to pay attention to where the market is going in baseball, but it's, sometimes you can put some of this in your pocket because the market moves aren't always right. So, minus 165 right now, that's pretty pricey on the road with the Mets, a total of 14 as well. So that's also pricing in the fact that, the market's telling us at least at some point might get touched. So I don't like laying big prices when the home team, has a huge home field advantage, which we've known over the long term with Colorado playing at home. So if you made me bet, I would be on the Rockies plus the price.
So would I. I kind of want to do it. What's your expectation of Mats here on the road? And what's your expectation of Sensatella here? You think Sensatella can have a nice start after his first good start since May?
Yeah, really. I mean, I like to ride the hot and fade the cold type speak. And when you ask about Mats, I don't think his stuff really translates well in Colorado. He's not necessarily dominating up there on the mound. If I'm betting on a pitcher in Colorado, I want the guys, coming after the batters, fastball, high 90s, and then a changeup to boot. That's kind of like the perfect profile I look to bet on in Colorado. He's not necessarily that. And guys trying to, with more breaking stuff, I don't feel like that translates as well in Colorado with the thinner air. So those are all kind of points that make me look towards Colorado. And also keep in mind this price. We're getting them over plus 150 right now at home. Granted, it's not a very good team, especially this year. But yeah, man, if you made me bet it, I would be on this big plus dog with Colorado.
Yeah, I would be too. We have a question from Anthony Chalmers. Says, what do you think about the A's team total over? I'm actually a little concerned. A's haven't put out their lineup yet, but Sparkman's trash. But the A's have their power against lefties, against righties. They're still good, 246, 769 OPS. But this might be an okay park for Sparkman. I mean, he's been okay at Kauffman. What's your feeling about this Royals-A's? What do you think about the A's team total over 5?
I like it. I mean, Sparkman, he's not good. He's got a good name, but he's not a good MLB pitcher. And Oakland, I mean, I guess they're not putting, up crazy offensive numbers, but still down the stretch, Oakland, especially at home, is a team that I like a lot. I mean, they're, under the radar out there on the West Coast. We all know, the A's Moneyball, and it can kind of be a sleepy atmosphere for some teams coming in. I love betting on Oakland at home. It's just this price at minus 300 is the thing that's scaring me. So, I mean, teams like the A's, like the Rays as well, just kind of under the radar teams that sometimes can have value in the betting markets, or teams that I kind of gravitate towards, Jimmy. But I mean, MLB is tough. So in terms of volume, the only thing I would recommend is lower volume this time of year, and just kind of pick your spots in MLB, man.
Marlins, Diamondbacks. I wouldn't mind touching on Marlins, Diamondbacks. By the way, I'm on the Cubs -1. There hasn't been much movement. We do have an opening lineup for the Cubs. We knew there was no Rizzo. I'm fine. Zobrist, Castellanos, Bryant, Schwarber, Contreras, Caratini, Hayward, Horner. And then for the Reds, Blandino, Irvin, Suarez, Aquino, Casali, Lorenzen in center field. I shouldn't laugh. Peraza, Van Meter. I'm taking the Cubs -1. And then we have this spot here with Robbie Ray coming off the blister in his middle finger. I don't trust him at all, but that doesn't mean I'm going to go back to Marlins bats. Let's see if anything's changed there. -197 it opened for the Diamondbacks, now -199. This total opened at 8.5, now up to 9. Lopez on the road, I don't trust. Ray with the blister, I don't touch. The Marlins have bad numbers for lefties and righties. So I'm not making a move there. And then we have the Strasburg-Hudson start. Some money coming back in on St. Louis, and there's some cappers in the chat that do like St. Louis. Rico Roxas says Mets done. Teddy B says, Jimmy, this Mets line scares me. 150 Mets has lost twice to the Rockies this year. I want to take the Rockies. Teddy, I would like to take the Rockies, but I'm hesitant to do that with the 20-cent move towards the Mets. But I would like to take the Rockies, and I just like to take the Rockies. I'm just hesitant at this time of year in baseball. Any spots there? Diamondbacks, Marlins with Rays. He threw a full bullpen session, says his blister's fine. That was just 5 days ago. He didn't make it through an inning. Or the big Strasburg-Hudson spot looking at you?
Yeah, I mean, Strasburg versus Hudson, it actually makes me look towards the under. I love the way both of these guys throw, just profile a pitcher. Both can get up there velocity-wise. So it makes me look towards under, now pushed up to 8.5. Again, we're bringing in the market is telling us one thing and kind of bringing it down towards the bottom. But 8 and 8.5, as we know, are different numbers. So under 8.5. -115-ish, it looks like. That's where I would look in the Nationals versus the Cardinals, Jimmy. And then you brought up the Fish and the Diamondbacks. Lopez versus Ray here, and it looks like total of 9 -200 with the D-backs. Pablo Lopez for the Marlins, he's a guy, I've watched a lot of his games when he's pitching, and he's got a lot of upside. He's one of these guys I could see with a nice long career, a 10-year long major league pitcher, middle of the rotation guy. But this year, especially in the last few games, man, look at his walks. He just threw 4 walks his last start out. He's letting up 4 runs or more in a bunch of his starts of late. He's just not a bet on pitcher. We talk about ride the hot, fade the cold in baseball is a great philosophy as a sports bettor. He's cold right now, man. 5 earned runs, 2 earned runs, 6 earned runs, 4 earned runs. Just in his last 4 starts, he's not made it past this into the 6th inning, only 1 time in there. He's a fade-only candidate right now. I just hate betting on pitchers where, this time they're going to turn it around, especially with a young guy on the road. No way. So it's Diamondbacks or pass for me. I'm looking to fade the Marlins.
What do you think of that over 9? Open at 8.5.
Robbie Ray, the whole blister thing I have always found is like a tough handicap, just because it's kind of like in the guy's mind. And if he is healthy and better, then I don't know, because he might have his stuff against a less than quality Marlins lineup. Let's face it. But at the same time, if that's still in his head, then yeah, he could get rocked. I mean, we saw personally at the game we went, this Marlins lineup is capable of putting up crooked numbers. Just I don't like betting on it because it doesn't happen all that often. So I don't know, man. Handicaps like that, betting on a pitcher to perform well off of blisters, it's just something that I really haven't gotten involved in. So I don't really have too much of an opinion on that exact handicap.
Marlins have 9 righties in the lineup against Ray. 9 righties. That total is actually starting to become appealing to me. 9 righties in that lineup. I mean, I'm going to pull up Ray's stats I'm going to pull up Ray's stats right now against righties, but that's a dangerous Diamondbacks lineup that hasn't been hitting, that goes home. I mean, they've got, 12 runs in their last 8 games. Now they go home. They go up against a pitcher who they can probably touch. Let me just look at this, and then we'll move on to college football. I'm sorry that we've been talking about this for so long. Let me move over quickly. I would just like to see what Ray's numbers are against righties, because I might add this play right now. Ray, coming off the blister issue, going up against, let's get his splits right here, complete splits. Here we go. Come on. Give me the splits, man. No time. Okay, here we go. Versus righties. They're hitting 243, 798 OPS. I guess that over 9 is appealing. Patrick Slay says, don't trust Arizona for the rest of the season. Eric Jones says, over 9. You know what? I think that Pablo Lopez is going to get touched here on the road. This Diamondbacks lineup has been terrible. Now they get to go back home and gain some confidence. All right, I am adding a play here. I'm adding the over 9. Over 9. Let's see what I'm getting it at. While I'm line shopping, Drew, tell us your first look on the big college football card.
I wouldn't even wait till Saturday. I like actually 2 games during the week, which is kind of rare. But I love Tulane, the Green Wave. Market's liking it too. Fading this Houston team, stopping a unique offense that Tulane's running, not necessarily option, but option principle still in the spread. And McMillan, their quarterback, the transfer from LSU, I think he's underrated as well. So Market pushing up Tulane at home, short week as well. So I like the Tulane Green Wave. Jump on it sooner than later. I don't see it, coming back towards Houston. Also, Utah Utes. I mean, you can still catch them out there -4 against USC. Utah, in my opinion, still underrated in the betting market. It's a good quarterback, dual threat, and a really good defense, best defense in the Pac-12, and the defensive line really getting after it. One of the best defensive lines in the country. So Utah -4 at USC. I like that one as well. Louisiana Tech versus FIU. Man, FIU was a team I think I had a wrong read on. I was looking to bet on them in the beginning of the season. Now, I don't know. It might change my tune. So kind of lean towards Louisiana Tech in Ruston -9 over FIU in Conference USA. Air Force versus Boise on Friday night, 55 the total. Looks like Boise -8. I like this Boise team, but short week to prepare for Air Force. Actually, it's not a short week. They played during the week last week, so that's a interesting part to that handicap. They will have extra time to prepare for Air Force, a conference opponent. So it makes me really look towards Boise. I haven't bet that game yet. And to start on the Saturday card, the first game up on the rotation, ULM versus Iowa State, got a total of 57. And it looks like Iowa State -19. I like 2 things here that I did bet. ULM, Louisiana Monroe Warhawks here, rotation number 311 from the Sun Belt. They have a really good offense. Their quarterback's really good. He throws the ball down the field, and he's dual threat. He'll make things happen with his legs. Going up against Iowa State, they have a pretty good quarterback too in Purdy. I know Iowa held him at bay, but this ULM defense is nothing like Iowa's defense, so I think Iowa State's going to put up a lot of points. I like this over, and I like ULM to score too. I kind of like ULM +3 touchdowns in Ames, Iowa, Jimmy, to start.
That's a very interesting stuff. So ULM, because we just watched ULM give Florida State a run for their money. Speaking of which, shout out to Matt Randall in that when everybody was on Virginia there, Matt Randall said, watch Florida. Now, I know it pushed, but still, he was like, watch Florida State, kind of be reinvigorated with conference play. And there was a nice look there. I like those early looks. Utah, Tulane, ULM plus the points, and Iowa State over. Let's talk a little more about these Thursday, Friday spots. We have Air Force, Boise State. Air Force made a lot of us cash this past weekend. Are you interested in backing them against Boise?
Boise's a different animal. Boise State is very good, man. Very talented. I'd say outside of UCF, probably the best team not in a Power 5 conference. And they've shown it year in, year out, Jimmy. So it's just a different caliber of athlete. Granted, now Air Force caught Colorado kind of at a good time. It was a great handicap for those guys out there that bet Air Force. I didn't have the balls to jump in there, but I saw what everybody was seeing. I just thought going up against Colorado would be a tough ask. But hey, it worked. It's just catching 8 here. That's not too large of a number. And you go top to bottom on the roster. Boise State has better players. They've been able to recruit pretty well. We saw it. They went into Tallahassee, came out with a W, and their quarterback, even though just a freshman, I believe he's like 21 or something there. I'm not really sure the exact story, but he's very talented, can throw the ball downfield. I think Boise State's going to be able to score against Air Force. It's just, in my opinion, that the key handicap is, can Boise State stop the Air Force option attack? I think they can. I would look towards Boise State here, -8. I also lean towards the over of 55.
Leaning towards that over. Interesting. Boise hasn't been coming through for these overs, but won't stay like that all season. Boise over. I like that look from Drew Martin. Drew, what's your how's your squad? How's Auburn going to handle going into Texas A&M this weekend?
Big game, man. Talking about SEC West, these two teams going at it, battle of heavyweights, like minor league NFL style. I like Texas A&M. I like the under, actually, in terms of what I've personally bet. I'm on the under. I got it at the open of Circus Sports here. And I just think we saw it against Clemson. Kellen Mond, he's a very good quarterback, accurate, can run as well. But against good defensive lines, I just feel like he gets off his game a little bit. And that's exactly where Auburn is very, very good. You can make the argument, outside of Utah, possibly the best defensive line. I think he's going to have a long day. And then we've seen it at the start here with Gus Malzahn against, solid defenses, like, or not solid, but, above average defenses like Oregon. Even against Tulane, they kind of scuffled. I think they're going to have a tough time against this Texas A&M defense. I don't think there's going to be a lot of points at all. I love this under, Jimmy, and we've seen it in the SEC, especially in the West, where they just kind of play like, in college football fans out there will know what I'm talking about, where when they get in conference, and it starts off low scoring, the coaches will just start punting, and it's crazy. They don't take a lot of chances. They just don't want to turn the ball over, especially with a young quarterback on Auburn's side. I would love to see a prop on number of punts. I would definitely take it over. I'm not sure if we'll find that out there this week, but yeah, man, to answer your question, Texas A&M versus Auburn, I really like the under.
Oh, I love this. So what we get on Betting with the Bag with Drew Martin is we get his Monday, Tuesday early looks, and then we get him on Friday to see what he's decided, basically. We get his early looks, the early bets he makes Monday, Tuesday, and then Friday we get to have it all wrapped up. I absolutely love it, Drew Martin. Thank you so much for joining us, my man. We are going to move on to our DJ Big Boss next. But Drew Martin, where can we find you on Twitter, and what other shows you got coming up?
Always fun, Jimmy. Thanks for having me on, man. And yeah, be back tomorrow on the show, and also on Friday breaking down the college football slate here in Vegas at Drew Martin Bets on Twitter. Feel free to reach out anytime. And we got the closing line on Saturday as well, guys, from 11 to 12 Eastern time, right into kickoff, putting out best bets on the college football slate. So always fun, guys. And yeah, feel free to reach out anytime. And Jimmy, best of luck with your bets on the Diamond tonight, man.
Thank you. I've happy to announce I've started out 0-1. So let's see if I can fix this. Coming off an okay day on Friday, 3-1. Drew Martin, thank you so much for joining us, man. Go out and do it up for Monday Night Football in Vegas. God, wish I was right there beside you, not getting robbed by street hookers. God damn.
Well, come on out. Come on out. I got a place for you and everything.
Oh, I love it. I'll take you up on that, man. I'll take you up on that. Have a great night, man.
All right, Jimmy. Good luck, bro.
There he goes. Andre Erickson, 7.58 ERA last 7 starts. He looked a little better last start. Well, 1 earned run and just 4 in the third. But look at that Reds lineup, man. Come on. He's got to step up. Cubs are going to take care of business. Mama Jones says Reds are dead in the water. Cubs roll. Let's bring in our DJ Big Boss from where? I have no idea. Let's find out. Our guy, DJ Big Boss, representing Long Beach, California, by way of Compton, California. Please welcome to the show, DJ Big Boss. Big Boss, Monday afternoon. How you doing, man?
What's up, Jimmy? Man, I had a rough weekend, Jimmy. I went 2-5-1 in the Big Boss contest. It was horrible, man. Tried to get some leeway back in the NFL and got caught up on that one too. But I talked to my ladies right here, and I told them, maybe I need a different change of scenery so I could get my stuff better. So they brought me over here to this nice place. I've never been here before. They have some interesting things there in the back, and they gave us a little kit when we came here, and I got a little rope. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. And they also have tape. They got some tape in here, and for the hair pulling, they got one of these things. So we're gonna about to heat things up and let some magic happen in here. And if it gets too hot, I got a little ranch I can cool things off with.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no, man! They're gonna crush your nuts, man. That's part of the thing. They crush your nuts, big boss. You ever had your nuts stomped on by high heels?
Nah, but they said something about like a safe word or something like that. But I bought this little light, a safe light. So if anything too much, one time, two time, and they supposed to stop.
They're supposed to stop. God, oh no, oh no. Could you record just the audio for us? By the way, I would love to put that on the old cassette player for nice dreams. When I go to sleep, Big Boss having his nuts stepped on. Let's get into NCAA football before you're attacked. You're attacked by, I'm guessing, usually the women that are into that are about 48 years old, big floppy titties, and huge high heels. So I'm a little worried for you, boss. I'm a little worried for you, but I can't wait to hear the story tomorrow. Big boss, let's get into business here. NCAA football, you started your contest 8-1 before you started slipping. What are you looking at? Early looks. Have you made any moves? What are you looking at early? And we got to talk about your Irish 14-point dogs. What do you think in early moves, big boss?
Early moves, Jimmy. I had to, do us a favor and go straight to the Houston Tulane game. I'm excited for some conference stuff. I think that's why I got beat last week because that third week is kind of tricky. Teams, start figuring out what they do well, what they don't do well, and they start adjusting. And I got beat by a hook in one game and a bunch of different stuff. So I definitely went a little deeper into it. And, this is the fourth week right here, Jimmy. So we got to start incorporating some type of stats in there because the stats are going to become realer and realer as we go along. But looking into this Tulane game, when we did our, me and Big Ragu, we did our preview of the conference earlier this year. I was really high on Tulane. They were 8-5 last year. I got them getting at least 9-10 wins this year. And it would start right here against this Houston team. But Tulane on offense, they're not too impressive on offense. Quarterback's a little light guy. He moves the ball a little bit. Can't really pass the ball too deep. But they do a good job with the two-back spread formation, running the ball in between the seams and moving it around. So they got some little fast guys over there at back. And they do fairly okay on offense, but they played Auburn, and their defense standing there pretty good and kept them down a little bit. And they kind of keyed up on their defense this year. They gotten their points per game on defense down a little bit. They also got their average passing yards down to about 207, rushing yards about 115. So the defense is really good. They use a 3-4 front. They keep an extra guy on the line or two, and they're blitz happy. So they're constantly putting a little pressure on the quarterback. That's what makes it work. Now, this Houston team, who people must be down on because they're getting the points in this one, I think they just, they kind of got a bad break of the games they played. Washington State. Also, they played Oklahoma at the beginning. I don't think the numbers is a true testament to what they can do. But the only thing that's consistent with those games that they played is the defense is not good at all. So they got a bad defense right here. The O-line is also suspect. The quarterback constantly has to roll out the pocket. He's constantly on the move. And the DBs on defense, They got pretty bad pass coverage. Now, an exciting edge that I seen on this game is that this is the fourth-year coach Willie Fryer over here Willie Fritz at Tulane, and he's facing a bye after this game. He's playing a home game, then he's getting the bye. But that'll give them some chance to work on some things. But right now, they're kind of bleeding on offense. They're playing really good defense. And the Houston team, they kind of need to open up a little bit. They played against some competition that, they have to bring their pace up and stuff like that to play. So I think they're offering a little something to Tulane's defense in this one. And Tulane's defense is offering something a little different to the Houston offense. So it's going to be exciting on that side of the ball. But I think the total in this one is set a little low. Before I looked at it, I was looking at it before the number came out, and I was thinking anything 65, 60 or over, really under. But when the line came out at 60, I figure I was thinking under 65, but it came out 60. So now I'm feeling over 60 should be the play. It should fall right in between there, 62, 63.
This game, we had it this morning at 3.5, available at 3.5, and now it's at 5. That's how fast things change. Very, very, very annoying to see that already get to 5. Unbelievable. This morning, 3.5, now at 5. We're going to be talking more about this Tulane spot. Should have covered. Man, that's disappointing. Very, very disappointing that it's already at 5 and I haven't pulled the trigger yet. Don't like seeing that at all. Just a sec, boss. We're going to get into your next action. Got to talk about the Irish. But first off, our guy, Farshed Hassami in the house, saying, what do you think about those 2 dog straight-up wins? I hope you tailed me. Rafa, not only did we notice those straight-up wins that you said upsets in the making on our Friday show, one at plus 560, one at like plus 215, we awarded you the Vegas Gun Award for capping excellence to Farshed Hassami. There it is. Farshed Hassami winning the Vegas Gun Award for excellence in capping. Man, you think I didn't notice you handing out a plus 560 dog? Come on. All I've been thinking about. Respect. Let's go into your Irish, big boss. So you're looking at the over in the Tulane game. Would you take Tulane at minus 5?
I definitely wouldn't take Tulane at the minus 5. I think it's going to be like a field goal game. I was hesitant on Tulane with the hook on the 3. Right at 3 is probably comfortable to spot, I would think. Now it's up to 5. I would say your better value would be taking Houston plus the 5 points. Houston's a little bigger than Tulane. Like I said, the quarterback's going to be rolling out, moving around a little more than they used to. And Houston may be able to get out there on them a little bit. So I would take Houston plus the 5. If it went all the way back down to 3, 2.5, I'd jump on Tulane, the home team that's going into. I think Tulane wins the game, but maybe they don't cover.
Well, that makes me feel a little better about it. Okay, cool. I can relax now. Let's get towards your Irish, big boss. Man, are they getting disrespected?
Absolutely not, Jimmy. Watching the game, I seen a lot of flaws on the Irish, man. Book, he still hasn't settled down. Like, you're supposed to settle down as a quarterback maybe after 2-3 quarters of football, maybe 4 quarters of football over 2 games. But this guy still really haven't settled down. He's not making the decisions like he was last year. But he does have a strong arm. He can get it out there. I think, as a fan, we have hope. We can win the game. If I were to take the points, it is a situation where, hey, we can win the game. But I don't think Notre Dame is ready this year. I'm expecting a couple losses. This may be the first one right here. But I don't know. It's a high number. Kelly manages games well. He's going to try to get Notre Dame in the best position they can, even if it's down by a touchdown or 10 points. He's going to try to at least get them in that position in the fourth quarter. But what happens after that happens after that. But, I'm going to do a fan saver bet on this one, and I'll probably wait to see if I can get the lowest number with Georgia. And, if I lose, I lost all kinds of games this week. If I get beat by my own team, I'm happy at the same time. So that's just as a fan, but trying to stay off of my team this year.
Man, Noli Knows just joining us saying, where is DJ Big Boss right now? He's about to get his nuts stepped on, Noli. That's where he's at right now, about to get his nuts stepped on. Big Boss, we're about to move over to our big Ragu. We got Boss and the Sauce back to back. What's another angle or look that you're thinking about making to help us for our future study?
Well, Drew already touched on it, so I had to go to the Mountain West, where I don't do it the best right now, but I got to figure it out. It was we're going into more conference play right here. Another team, Boise State. This is a home game before a bye right here. Somebody out there in the chat, give me the stat on teams that are a home game before a bye game, because a lot of these teams are going to do 2 byes this year, and that's going to make a difference in the capping. But totally agree with Drew on the over. I don't know about the side with Boise State. I think this Air Force team more than ever has been able to throw the ball a lot more than any of the other Air Force teams, even though they do it at a small rate. About 18% of the plays are passing. They are putting the ball up. They did a trick play against Colorado, double pass and scored. So, I'm worried about Air Force. They had a nice comeback this weekend. Shout out to Ian for putting that up on the closing line. And I couldn't take Boise with the 8. If it was a solid 7 or less, I may ride Boise at home before the bye. But at 8, it's probably going to go up to 9 or 10. I would have to take Air Force plus the points. But that's just a lean right now. I looked at the numbers, but I haven't really watched the 2 teams yet.
Do you expect that line to go up?
Absolutely. It's a lot of Boise fans over there. Even though, as they say, the people don't move the money in college football, but the Sharps are on Boise State as well. So I think that may move it up. I think the points might just stretch it out, man. But a big thing on Boise side is they have a really good passing game, and Air Force hasn't been doing too well on the pass. I've seen them got beat plenty of times in the small footage that I did watch so far in the Colorado game. But Boise State got Hightower, the young freshman kid, a redshirt freshman. I don't know, like Drew said, I'm not sure, but he's very young. And he was in a quarterback race over the summer with 3 other guys that had more experience than him, and they chose him. And so far, he's been putting up to the test of what he said, he was supposed to do. But the one thing I've seen about both of these teams is they both haven't really played no quality opponents, unless you want to call Florida State a quality opponent at this time. I don't know, Florida State's going through their things right now, so I don't think they've really seen no quality opponents. It could be a shell shocker and maybe get a little shootout.
Well, DJ Big Boss, I can't wait till that door opens up. I keep looking at just waiting for that door to open up and see who comes out ready to crush those nuts. I keep going back to the nut crushing. That's about all I know in the dominatrix field. Nut crushing and nut stomping and, just all sort of nut squishing situations. But I'm looking forward to hear more about what goes on this evening. Be free and willing to use that safe word. Don't be scared to use the safe word. If you get scared, just safe word it up, okay? And look after yourself. Please record the audio and give us an update on tomorrow's show. Or when are you back next? Yeah, is it tomorrow? I got to figure out the schedule right now. But we need more DJ Big Boss in our life, and that might not happen if your nuts get crushed. So be safe. Be safe tonight.
All right, Jimmy, man. They just handed me these. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with these. I don't see anything in here that needs batteries, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to have a lot of fun, Jimmy. This is going to be a good experience. It's going to wake me up, give me the energy I need. And if you don't see me on this show before Friday, definitely come catch us on the Pick Six show on Wednesday. And I need everybody to participate in the Pick Six challenge on Twitter. Each week, I want you to take a picture of your pictures or type them out and tag somebody else to put their Pick Six picks up. And we're going to get that going around on the internet and get some more people involved with this because we're having a ball.
Sorry, I just Rich G says Jimmy's really keyed on that nut stuff, and JP says if you hadn't had a stripper step on your nuts in high heels, you're not living life correctly. I think both are right. Both are right. There he is, DJ Big Boss. Big Boss, where can we follow you on Twitter? I'm going to put a link to your contest as well. Where can we follow you on Twitter?
That's DJ BIGGBOSS on Twitter. DJ Big Boss. Check me out, and also check out the Boss in the Sauce, the closing line. I'll be around, man. Just tune in.
There he is, DJ Big Boss. And there's the link to his contest, Big Boss NCAA football contest. Okay. Stay focused. We're going from what a show. We go Drew Martin, DJ Big Boss, and now we have Big Ragu live and in person on this Monday evening, representing Central Florida. Our guy Big Ragu in the house. How you doing on this Monday evening?
Doing good, brother. That's a tough act to follow, and I don't know what they're probing for, but they ain't probing this way, so keep him out in Cali wherever he's at.
I don't know what they're going to be doing with those batteries. I'm worried sick because they're going to do something. I don't know if they're going to put him in a sock and beat his ass, but they're going to do something, and I'm worried about him. Let's get to. You have any action on this Monday nighter, Ragu?
Yeah, I got a little action on it. I'm talking a lot of crap in chat about an alternative line on the Browns. This team here, you got the Jets that are beat up. You got a guy that hasn't played quarterback in 2 years. You got missing pieces on offense. You got missing pieces on defense. Flip side, the other way, you got the Browns. They kind of come off a real shitty game. 18 penalties, undisciplined play. That game was a lot closer, though, than it looked. They kind of blew up late. It was a 17-15 game, but I like the Browns in this game here. I just think they're just going to make amends, and you got some soap opera stuff that's going on the sidelines with our guy, what's his name, OBJ and Williams, and there's a lot of bad blood here too. So I think I give the advantage to the Browns in this game. I think they kind of right the ship, not necessarily 100%, but about 93%.
If you had a free play on the total, would you be going over or under?
That's a tricky question because I think because of the pieces that are missing on the Jets, and lately there's some information that came in on the Browns too. They got a couple guys that there's a death on one of the defensive lines guy, the girlfriend, and then there's a late concussion protocol for another guy also. So I would probably maybe take a shot with the over.
I'm very close to taking a shot with the over. Captain 24/7 says Cleveland and the over. Muhammad Joma says lower scoring. Farshad Sami on Browns first half and full game. Very interesting stuff. And Muhammad Joma loving first half unders. He's been eating with those first half unders. Well, take it away. What is your first looks on NCAA football for the weekend, Ragu? I love getting a chance to hear what you guys are on Monday. You know what, actually, let me ask you this right off the top. Instead of you leading us somewhere, do you think we missed the boat on this Thursday nighter? Do you think we should have jumped on Tulane -3.5? It's now -5.
Yeah, a little heavy action, Tulane. I mean, Tulane's been a hot team all year. A lot of people have been on Tulane early. A lot of looks that they liked about this squad coming in. I wouldn't call them a wise guys team, but it seems like the wise guys are jumping on them each and every week early. We'll see how the market catches up to them, but there's a good possibility we might have missed it, but we'll have to wait and see if there's some buyback coming in.
Interesting stuff. Yeah, man, 3.5 seemed like a nice spot for Tulane. Why don't you take it away? What are the first looks that are jumping at you? Have you made any decisions? Have you made any bets yet?
I made one, but I'm gonna do like my man says, throw me into the smoke, Jimmy, because we're gonna talk about all these games. All the marquee games, we're going to touch up on them just a little bit. Not make decisions, but just kind of, if we can put one piece of information out there to help the chat out to make a little cash, mission accomplished. So let's look at this Wisconsin and Michigan game. What's your look on that so far?
Well, simply put, we know Wisconsin hasn't played anybody good. And how you succeed in sports gambling is buying low. And you can't get Michigan at much lower of a price than you're getting them now. So to hear all the chat liking Wisconsin and then Teddy B saying this is how Vegas stays in business, basically. I want to hear from you guys, because what I don't think we'll see, I do not think we're going to see Wisconsin up to -4. I don't think that money's going to keep coming in on Wisconsin. I don't think that. So I would rather leave it to the experts like you to tell us where you're leaning in this huge spot, because I loved the show starting off with the chat on Wisconsin and Teddy covers on Michigan. I thought that was extremely entertaining. So at this point, I mean, and look at this total. So we're at 3 with the spread right now. And then from a total perspective in this Michigan spot, it's stuck at 45.5. Actually, Heritage just moved up to 46. So I'd rather have you take it away, because I was eating this week because of you. You led me to some great, great spots. I wish I came with you with BYU, but I followed your Pitt and the under, and that led me right to glory. And I had so much fun. Once you start winning and you're up money, it can be so much fun hammering a big card of college football. So why don't you take it away, Ragu, Michigan, Wisconsin?
Yeah, coming back to the Big Ten, because that was a major letdown with Michigan State last week, and I was dead wrong, and that kind of led me to the cap on this game a little bit too. So Teddy says they played nobody, basically Wisconsin, right? But if I remember correctly, Arizona State played a bunch of nobodies too when they went up into East Lansing and played a hell of a game. So you got to take that with a grain of salt. You know, I could say tune-up games, but if a team is playing football well, they're playing football well. It doesn't matter. I mean, cupcakes or not, they're still a well-oiled machine. And in this spot here, you know, we got the Heisman running back Taylor, 2,000-yard rusher last year. Them guys are, you know, 350 pounds plus across the line, solid. I think they might not have their will with them, but I think they're definitely going to push Michigan around. And I really like Wisconsin in this spot. I think they get the job done here at laying the 3 points. I'm on Wisconsin.
Wow, we got Ragu on Wisconsin. Ragu, Muhammad Joma, and many others going up against Teddy Covers and Teddy Beat. Both Teddys are backing Michigan. I'm going to write this down here. We got Ragu's first action, liking whiskey. Exciting stuff. Ragu, take it away. What's next on your, for early moves or early thought process? What's next? What's the next big game you want to break down?
I'm going to look at a couple games, upset alert games right here. Now, we know Utah last week had a pretty good game. Now they got to travel back to come to see SC. SC, they're kind of got an air raid tank. I think this could be an ultimate letdown spot for Utah. So anybody that's looking at Utah would caution that game. This is going to be the test time for the Pac-10 or the Pac-12's main team. And Washington's another good team in that division, you know. And then also Cal's a defensive-minded team. We'll talk about that game, but this is the ultimate letdown spot for Utah here. You know, I like USC coming back home and possibly put them on upset alert. I'm going to go with USC in this spot against Utah.
Wow. All we've heard so far is people backing Utah here, loving Utah here. To hear USC, wow, this is exciting. This is what I love. I love taking all these notes and then trying to figure out what moves to make come Saturday. But we got to get in on some of them early. Wow, I'll be watching that market move very closely. That's exciting, Ragu. What's next?
I'm a big Tom Herman fan, right? All year. I haven't spoken about him all year so far. And quite surprisingly, to my own surprise, I haven't brought him up. But now they're going to play Oklahoma State in Texas. And these teams have battled over the years very closely. And Gundy, you know, he likes the air raid. Herman is more of a game schemer type of coach. This game is another game that I'm looking for a possible upset alert. I think Oklahoma and Texas are going to have a major shootout. This is a classic Big 12 game. You got to look at. I'm not sure the exact number. I haven't looked at it today. But when I first looked at it, I thought this is a great spot for Oklahoma State, not just to cover the spread, but possibly take the W in this game. So I got Oklahoma State on upset alert against Texas.
Oh, that's exciting. Oklahoma State. With USC and Oklahoma State, would you take the points, or are you going to be going for a score on the money line?
I might. I'm probably going to take the points. You know, first look is the points right now, but maybe I might do like a little money line parlay with both of those teams latter part of the week, because I think more money is going to come back in on Texas and Utah. You know, as Utah is in a favorable spot as far as backing goes with the general public. And I got to see how some of the sharp money's coming in. But at the first look, I think there might be some sharps on USC.
Bookmaker has already moved the Texas to 4.5-point favorites. Pinnacle probably on the way there. Is this a spot where you think we need to jump in now if we want to back and get the 5 points with Oklahoma State?
It might be a good look spot right now to get. If the money's already coming that way, then if you're interested, then it's probably a good time to do it.
Probably a good time.
I would look at it. Yeah, I would do it. I mean, if you're gonna back Texas, if you're gonna back Texas or Oklahoma State, I would wait. I would wait for the Texas number. If you like Oak State, go ahead and jump on it now.
That makes a ton of sense. Okay, I'm loving this. And so is the chat. We're getting Flipper13 saying, love Ragu. What's next on the card?
All right, we're going to talk about an SEC matchup. Auburn going to College Station to take the Aggies. Now, we know what Auburn played that tough game with Oregon, like my man says. He makes fun of the way I say Oregon. They're going to take on Texas A&M. Now, Jimbo, his defense is pretty much improved. Kelly Mond is a good little player. I like him a lot. A lot of people are down on Auburn here. They're saying that, they don't have what it takes to possibly, move up in the ranks. They're sitting at number 7, and they're going to take on A&M, which is 17. So what's the current number on that game, Jim?
I'm getting it right now. Sorry, I fell a little behind, was reading some of these notes. I'm going to get it in a second. Why don't we keep rolling? I'll grab it in a second.
Well, yeah, here. I'm not really looking at a side, but I'm more interested in the under in this game. You got one defensive Titan team, and you got a team that's kind of building a solid look on defense with a pretty good game player on the other side of the ball. So, and you got Nix too, who's a pretty solid quarterback. He's coming into his own. He's a youngster freshman. So you got a second-year starter, a first-year starter, two young studs. Probably not going to make the big mistakes in this game, but kind of be more in a game manager role. I kind of like both these teams to get close to under the total. Real close battle. I don't think nobody's going to make a big mistake here, except if the only thing that would really hurt the total in this game is based on field position and turnovers. So if they can keep the turnovers at a minimum, I think this game kind of stays under the total, A&M and Auburn.
Rashim Luna says, love that look. And that total is at 49, although Bookmaker has now moved it to 50. Bet online at 49.5. Pinnacle has not touched it. It's not touched it. Opened at 49, minus 110 to the under. It's still 49, minus 110 to the under in Auburn, Texas A&M. Man.
Yeah, the only way you lose that over if it goes to overtime, then you're on your own once that happens. You know how these college games get when they get to overtime. You can get 21, 28 points in overtime just alone. But anyways, it's got a look of an under to me. So I'm going to watch it. If it creeps up above 50, I'm going to hit it.
Interesting. Oh, I love that breakdown. There are still some giant games on the card, but I want you to lead us towards them. What's the next spot you're looking at?
I'm going to talk about our guy, DJ Big Boss's team, Notre Dame and Georgia. That's the marquee matchup of the day. That's the number 7 versus 3. Georgia last week, I kind of rolled with them on that Arkansas State game, which that was an easy casher. But I thought they would let off the gas, but they didn't. They just kept rolling. So it's kind of concerned me a little bit there. But I think right now we're looking at 14 points if I'm correct. Now, last time Notre Dame was getting double digits, they played Clemson, and they got the doors blown off the hinges. So that number at the surface looks like a pretty big number. And I think I heard Kirby Smart speaking today at the press conference about the game coming up, and he's got massive respect for what Kelly's done with that program and the program itself. So, I mean, they talk good at the pressers, but when they get on the field, that's a whole nother look here. And I heard DJ had a little pause in his voice about getting involved with this game. I kind of like Georgia at home. This is the whole season for both teams early. This is going to be a game where, I know Georgia, probably the two best teams in the country right now are Georgia and LSU in my book as far as offense and defense balanced teams able to go out and get production on the field. So I don't look for this game I wouldn't do a first half bet on this game. I would kind of wait. I'm looking the way this game is going to go is going to be late action as far as when Georgia's going to make their move. It'd probably be like late in the third or fourth quarter. So it'd probably be a close game up to halftime, but I like Georgia to pull away later in the game to get the score, to win by the double digits.
You were so on point last week. Your Georgia first half was, it's like taking candy from a baby watching that. It was just so well done and it's so easy. So easy. It was very, very, very nice stuff there. I love having, another very exciting thing what we're doing with Betting with the Bag now, we've got Big Ragu on Monday late shows. We're also going to have him on Friday late shows. So we're going to see what his looks are, and I'll write them all down. And right now we got Whiskey, USC, Oklahoma State, Auburn under, Georgia early, and we're going to break down, Georgia, sorry, was that Georgia early or Georgia full game? My fault.
As Georgia pulls away late, not early. I think it's close early, and I think Georgia kind of pulls away later in the game.
Yeah, I love it. So then we will, when we have Ragu back on Friday, we will revisit some of these spots. I think it's so exciting to have a guy like Ragu early in the week and again late in the week. I just love this schedule. Ragu, thank you so much for joining us. Pennsylvania, we got the Pennsylvania Derby on, I believe, Saturday, right? The Penn Derby. Right, it's Penn Derby. Are you going to be, and we got the fastest dirt horses in the world running. Is this a maximum security at 9 to 5?
I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you the winner on Friday afternoon. How's that?
It sounds good. Let me just ask, is the fact that you don't think maximum security a slam dunk, is that because of Mr. Money? Is that because of War of Will? I mean, why? Because at this point, I see maximum security as the fastest 3-year-old dirt horse in the country. What horse is slowing you down from saying Max just takes this?
I didn't look at the field. I'm dead honest with you. I haven't even capped one horse in that race yet. But it sounds logical what you're saying, and probably a nice little tune-up race before he moves on to the Breeders' Cup. So, I mean, he's definitely the fastest horse. He's been the best horse all year. What really screwed him up is when they pulled him out of the next race because of all the inquiry BS, and I blame the owners for not getting him on board. Later on with the Triple Crown races, sour grapes. It is what it is. Listen, let the animals run the race. They're born to run. Let them do their thing. If they would have kept him on track, who knows? He probably won at least one or both of those races beyond the Derby. But anyways, he's probably the best 3-year-old as far as speed goes. Tactical speed, not so much, but pure speed, definitely.
It's a 7-horse field. He's got the 7 outside post. I think it's a perfect post for him. They're also Improbable is in this race. And you know Improbable well. Do you think that, what's your expectation of Improbable moving forward? Because I don't know why. I think they got to take him to a mile or shorter. I have no fear of Improbable in this race. Am I counting out a Baffert-led Improbable horse? Should I not count him out so easily?
Yeah, no, you can't. You can never throw one of Baffert's horses out no matter what. I mean, his program is a little off on account of everything that happened in Santa Anita this year. So I think now it's late enough in the season for him to make the adjustments. But he still hasn't had the success, though, he's used to having. So there's no question mark about the horse being a quality horse. It just, is it the right spot for him right here?
I'm going to be backing maximum security at this point. There's just no. I'm gonna go down with maximum security. I'm gonna take maximum security on Saturday, and I'm gonna take maximum security again at the Breeders' Cup at this point. Now we got a lot of work to do before the Breeders' Cup, and I love having you on board because, man, I'm gonna be leaning on you heavy for Breeders' Cup. I can't wait to rock with you on that. Big Ragu, what a treat it is to have you. We got Big Ragu on Mondays and Fridays. Now Mondays and Fridays. That's a big score for us. Big Ragu, where can we find you on Twitter? What shows you got coming up?
You can always find me in the chat, number one. That's our home away from home. And then you can find me on Twitter at Big Ragu, RAGOO62. And then you can find me on Wednesday on the Pick Six Show, and right back here on Friday, and then Saturday morning on the Closing Line with Drew, Ian, and DJ Big Boss. Love being on the show with you.
There he is. We love having you on the show, Big Ragu. I love getting the Pick Six show with you, and your morning line or closing line Saturday show is absolutely spectacular. Hey, Ragu, will you please give our love to Kelly? And we need more Kelly videos. We need more. We need to know what Kelly's Pick Six moves are. Do you see that got like 4,000 views, Ragu? Can you give our love to Kelly and get her to keep hammering out videos for us?
Yeah, let me say one more thing. She thinks she's a star now, so I might have to take her on a boat ride in Costa Rica, if you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. There he is, Big Ragu in the house. Big Ragu in the house. Okay, you know what, you guys? Gas Station just says McKenzie crushes the Breeders' Cup Classic. He's the only horse I'd be worried about. Simply the only horse I'd be worried about. At this point, there'd be nobody else I'd be worried about. And that exactor box sounds like the play to make. I am not going to take the over in this Monday nighter. I'm not. I just don't have enough faith. I do think Simeon's capable of pick sixes, but I guess if there was any move I'd make, maybe I would make a move here on the team total over. You know what? Why don't we bring in Freddie Fortune and see what he's up to? I'm going to take a look at the team total over, but please welcome to the show none other than Freddie Fortune. Freddie, welcome. Don't be scared. It's okay. Jesus, Freddie, what's going on? What the hell's this attitude about, Freddie?
You know what's going on?
What's going on?
I've been handing winners all the week.
Yeah, you have. But they haven't come on my show, so
Yeah,
nobody
but
believes
they are
it.
real plays. You hear me give out plays on the office all the time.
Yeah?
I gave a plus 150 floorball winner.
Floorball.
Yeah, floorball.
That's what this guy calls ball hockey, floorball.
Go on Bet365. It says floorball.
All right, it's ball hockey.
It says floorball. I also gave Sepak Takraw winners.
Yeah.
Also,
And Larry explained that sport to us. It's how when you use your genitalia to knock a peach
no,
basket.
that's not the way.
What is it? What is it? I don't
No.
even know. I don't even know.
You use it. It's like volleyball, but
With your genitalia.
no, with every part of your body except for your hands.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can use your genitalia, but
Sure.
that's disgusting. You smell like dirty genitalia.
Well, that's what genitalia is, man. Genitalia is dirty genitalia. I mean, there's genitalia. It goes without saying that it's dirty.
No, my genitalia is clean.
I don't believe you.
Wanna see?
Nope. All right. Non-applicable says that I wash the floor with my balls. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's making me laugh.
Is that how
Yeah.
you laugh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, so you gave out, or you didn't. You gave 3 winning plays to the office, and nobody cared. And but you're not on a 3-play winning streak because you didn't give them out on the show here. You've won 0 bets in a row here. So what's your action?
It's table tennis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the Moscow Open.
Moscow Open table tennis.
Mhm.
All right. Who you on?
Mikhail, it's a weird name. Mikhail Marchenko to win at plus 120
Oh, nice plus
over
line.
Vladimir Kozlovsev.
Oh, Koslovsev. That's
Yeah.
Civ. What when does that match take place?
Man, I always forget to check dates.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
But it's in the future.
I hope. If not, I'm stupid.
All right, there he
Oh,
is,
man.
Freddie Fortune. He's
Please
given out.
don't fire me.
He's given out 0 winners in a row here on the show. 3 winners in a row in a sport where you use your genitalia to knock a peach basket
No.
over a net.
No.
He's in the Moscow Open now. Table tennis.
Yeah.
Can you repeat your play one more time? Because a lot of people are going to want to hammer this.
Are you making fun of me?
No,
Is that sarcasm?
no.
It's Mikhail Marchenko to win over Vladimir Kozlovsev at plus 120 at Bet365.
Wow. Wow. I will not be tailing that action.
Are you a pussy?
If that's what it takes to not tail your Moscow Open ping pong action. Usually I've got to go make a series of bets, and I don't have to right now. Please don't.
Pussy.
Please don't. All right. Now, Freddie, it's been a while since you've been here, so why don't you give us a little lecture? Oh, by the way, I added one play. So I'm on Cubs -1. I also took the over 9 in that Diamondbacks game. Ray with that blister. Marlins have 9 right-handed bats in the lineup. Let's get after it. Brian, almost excited about your table tennis bet. Paco
Really?
Healy is as
Do
well.
people still enjoy my segment? I feel that people
Yeah.
hate me now again.
I don't know if they hate you, but
Tomorrow is my birthday.
is it?
Yes,
How old are you turning?
27.
Nice, man.
Thank you.
Wow. How are you going to celebrate?
Working.
Wow, sounds incredible. And maybe you'll have that huge ping pong match to watch.
I hope.
Yeah?
I bet it's not going to win, but
Oh, that's the spirit.
I don't feel well.
Viper MB says, where you even find table tennis? You go to, how does it work?
Bet365, man, on
and
More
then
Sports.
More Sports. Yes, you click on More Sports. Here
We
it
can
is.
check the date now if you want.
Oh,
Table
sure.
tennis.
Okay, I'll look it up. Table tennis.
It's the,
Here we
op-
go.
the
The Moscow
Open.
Liga Pro.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to go with men and not women? Usually you're
I like men.
okay.
They're fun.
All right.
You're fun.
Thank you. And what's your what's the bet? Which one is it?
Let me see.
Sure.
This isn't it.
Okay.
It says Liga Pro.
That's where it was.
Oh my God, where is it? Here it is.
Oh, the Moscow Open. Okay.
I
Yeah.
think.
So go to the
Oh,
match lines.
I'm stupid.
Yeah.
Sorry,
No,
it's
that's it.
tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
for my
exciting.
birthday.
For
I
your
hope
birthday.
my friend Mikael wants.
Oh,
wins.
yeah.
I don't even know how to speak English.
Wild George says the only ones who will tail Freddie reside in prison. You know, I don't know what that. Do you know what that means? Yeah.
I don't know if there's like a second meaning behind that sentence.
Probably. Yeah. Probably involves you being a bottom. Okay. There we go.
Leche and the bookmakers. You liked it? That was a surprise.
Leche, Los Bookmakers.